Ow! I just hit my elbow. Hey guys, moving on in the Andrew Loomis book, I did last time I did page 22, and I thought I'd do page 25. And usually I don't read much in art books. I kind of skip over reading, but in his book it's pretty useful, at least on the individual pages like this. This one is plate 3, and it's titled "The Cross in the Middle Line Determine the Pose." And he's referring to the cross right here and the middle line of the face, which doesn't take much, as you can see here, to get the indication of a face pretty quick. And so he goes on to say, it is most important to begin at once to practice setting up the ball and facial plane. Do not worry too much now about the features. This is simply construction which you will probably use for the rest of your life. Establish the cross. Try to think of the construction all around the head so that the jaws attach halfway around on each side. Remember that the eyes and cheekbones are below the brow line. The ears are about parallel with the lines of the brows and that of the nose. So the ears are going to sit really close to the brow line and the bottom of the nose. The cross almost suggests the face below, and that's this indication here, just the cross itself. You can pretty much get the indication of the head tilt and that there's a face. So it doesn't take much, and with this approach we can start drawing the whole head in any pose. So you can really get the head tilt with just the cross and the ball itself, let alone all the other details in the facial features. So I got my PDF file up here on the computer so I can draw from it. Okay, so let's do the first head. Just a very basic circle. It's a little shaky. Circles are really hard to do, so don't get too don't let them mess with your mind doing circles, because they're really hard. So we found the cross of the face, and now we're going to find the side plane, the temporal zone. That's another difficult. So that's the another difficult line to pull is that ellipse. And then he's got the cheekbone indication, and that's pretty much it. Center line, he pulls up and over the head. So that's a very basic head. You can already tell that the portrait's going to be a 3/4 with no head tilt. And then if we come down here, do another one, and take it a little bit further. Do the same thing. Find the cross of the face. And then the side plane, the temporal zone. I hate when I get like a little hard spot in the pencil. It makes a horrible sound. And then, so here he has the thirds of the face established. He went up here to the hairline, the brow, bottom of the nose, and bottom of the chin. So you get a little bit more indication of what's going on in the face. And you put the cheekbone here, and cheekbone over here, and you pull down the side, indicating, it looks like it's indicating the muzzle. And then he didn't really, well, it is, I can barely see it in the drawing up here. He divided that in half, and then this in half, which makes 4 quadrants. And for us, that'll help us find the ear, which will sit in this lower back quadrant. So the ear is right there. Then from that we can pull the jawline down and wrap it over. And then the eyes will sit somewhere on this line here. So we pull it all the way through. Oh yeah, and the hairline, let's go ahead and pull that over. So you see it's starting to, the construction of the face is starting to come together. And even though we don't have features yet on it, you can sort of start to see how it's going to come together. Let's go ahead and finish this guy off down here. Cross of the face, which is the brow and then between the eyes. And then the temporal zone. And his ear, I'll sit somewhere on that. Let me go ahead and pull his jaw down. Actually, let me find the thirds of the face. That would help me a great deal, so I don't make his jaw enormous. So I think when he cuts this side quadrant into 4 parts, I think it has to be adjusted a little bit at an angle like that. And then you can put that ear. So it doesn't, it's not a hard rule. It's more of a get you in the ballpark kind of thing. Cheekbone, cheekbone, and then that muzzle, and then he's got the keystone shape, which is right between the eyes, and the eyebrow. And the eyes sit inside or underneath that brow ridge. And he's got a little bit of information for the features, not much, but we'll just come in and draw that in. Take some of that information out so you can see the nose a little clearer. And then his corner of the lips, somewhere right there. And his hairline. So you get a nice little head construction, very basic, very helpful. So let's go to the other one that he's got for us, and he's looking straight at us. Let me pull this down a little bit. If you want to really get exercise, just do a whole page of circles. That will wear you out pretty quick. They're really good warm-up. So cross of the face, brow ridge, center of the face. Then we cut the sides of the sphere off to indicate the side of the head. Let me push this one, not quite. There we go. And then cheekbones, indication. So right there, right there. Let's go ahead and pull that cross further down. I'm going to go ahead and put the bottom of the nose, and then bottom of the chin, and then the brow. Very basic, and already you can tell that that it's going to be a face and how the face is positioned. So let's take it a little bit further. Cross of the face, the brow, center of between the eyes, hairline, bottom of the nose, bottom of the chin, roughly equal. So you cut the sides off. You can erase those if you like. The temporal zone, he has indication for like the temporal bone, and then the cheekbone. And then he pulls a line down from here indicating the jaw, and then the jaw angle, bottom of the chin. And so much of that angle depends upon the model that you're drawing from, but in our case here it's just for indication, it's just for basic understanding of the head construction. And once you get this understanding, then you could adjust to what you're looking at. And it just gets you in the ballpark a lot faster if you understand the basic construction. And it just helps so much. It helps you go faster and be more accurate with portrait drawing. So now we have a little bit more information, and let's take it down to the last one of this pose. Center, cross. I have the hairline. Bottom of the nose will be about right there. Bottom of the chin. Let's go ahead and cut the sides off. And then temporal line, cheek indications, and let's put the ears in. The top of the ear generally will be about where the brow is. And the bottom of the ear will be about where the bottom of the nose is. And then come down to the jaw bones. Now we can do a little bit. It has a lot more information. You put in the keystone, which is this shape right here between the eyes. It's called the keystone shape. And then the eyes will sit on this line about, and you can pull a rhythm from the outside corner eyelid of one side to the other. And then the outside nostril just comes straight up, and you find the corner of the eyes. This is all very general construction. What do you call it? Rules? I don't know. It just gets you in the ballpark, basically. And there's a rhythm too that comes over here for the brow ridge, and you can put that in if you like. And then let's do the nose a little bit. So the tip of the nose is right here. Make a little V shape, and then come down kind of like it almost looks like that really basic drawing of a seagull, like that. And that's one way to quickly draw in basic shape of a nose. And then for the mouth, the corners would be somewhere right here. And if you want a kind of a trick to try to find the corners of the mouth or where the mouth might sit, you can draw this muzzle rhythm from the outside of nostrils and then down. And you can roughly find where your mouth might sit. It may help you a little bit. Bottom of the bottom lip shelf, and then the chin. There's also another rhythm for the face. It gives you some indication of the muscles underneath. And then there's yet another one, of course, from the corner of the mouth to the top of the ear. And that may help you also. It looks like I got his jaw quite large. So let's go ahead and just fix him up a little bit, make him look less gigantic. So I added some stuff to him that Loomis didn't have, which was these rhythm lines. And I don't know, I'm so used to putting them in that it was really hard for me not to. So, but I don't know. Let me go ahead and do this other one, the one where it's looking down. The person's looking down, and at a 3/4. And I'll try not to put all those crazy rhythm lines in this next one. It's such a force of habit. So cross of the face, the brow rhythm, think of it like the equator, and then between the eyes, and then pull straight down to indicate the face, and then the side plane, something like that, and cut that thing into 4 quadrants. And see, he has the cheekbone about right there, and then over here, and he put in some indication of the jaw like that. So with that little bit of information, you can already get an indication of a head that's looking down and at a 3/4. So let's come down here and do that again and add a little bit more information. And I'll try, like I said, not to put all those. Those are Riley head abstraction lines. I'll try not to put those in on this next one. It's just so fun to do. It's hard not to. So the brow line and the center line, which makes the cross of the face, pull down, and then that gives us that basic head tilt information, the plane of the side of the head. I try not to make the lines too dark, because when I do portrait drawing, I try to go really light so that you can't see those construction lines. And after you do these yourself, and you just try like doodling these around throughout the day. Like if you're at work, you have like scratch pieces of paper, and you found some like alone time or away from work real quick, you're on break or whatever, and just doodle these heads all the time, and eventually you won't have to actually draw them out. You'll be thinking about it while you're doing the portrait, and it just flows out naturally. And that's where the speed and accuracy comes from, I think, is by understanding the construction of the head in these basic head constructions, and doing them so much that they become intuitive, and then you don't really think about it. So anyway, so he's got he divided that into 4 quadrants, and the ear will sit in that bottom far side. He's got the bottom of the nose, and hairline would be about right there. Bottom of the chin would be about right here. And you want to keep that angle the same as the brow. And so everything, all these lines want to be at the same angle. Bottom of the chin, bottom of the nose, bottom or the eyebrow, and the hairline. And then cheekbone indication. And it looks like he kind of drew in the zygomatic arch that connects from the ear and pulls down. Basically the whole cheekbone he kind of sketched in. And then the muzzle. And he actually put the jaw in at an angle. See, we have this dividing line, but he has the jaw coming out a little bit more at an angle outside of that dividing line. And that's pretty much what he has on that drawing. Let's clean this up a little bit. And it looks like he pulled kind of like the hairline down a little bit. It looks like he indicated some jawbone structure right there as well. So let's go down to this, the final version of that head angle. And across of the face. And then let's do the side plane. We're very softly sketching in those dividing lines. And let's go ahead and do the third. So the hairline about right there. Bottom of the nose about right there. Bottom of the chin. Trying to keep that angle the same. I'm going to go ahead and put in the nose. So there's a keystone shape between the eyes right there. Then the bridge of the nose. And his nose is, because of the angle he's looking down, is going to overlap our bottom of the nose line indication. I'm going to take that out so it doesn't compete with those lines. So that nose, the tip of the nose is going to hang over that line. And then he has the mouth about right here. Such a small drawing, and I'm looking at it pretty far away, so I'm guessing a little bit. Basic lip. Move that jaw up a little bit. Let's put that jaw angle in. Let's see. And then the eye will overlap. So you have this shelf shape right here. And then the cheekbone comes down. And then the muzzle comes around the corner of that mouth and attaches to the jaw there, the chin. And cheekbone on the other side, muzzle line. And I think what happened is I had this area too small, so this looks gigantic. So instead of reworking the face, I think I'll just move this line over basically moving the ear inwards. And seeing if I can salvage that little drawing. And then the hairline, about like that. It's got this kind of hair shape. Oh yeah, I gotta do this eye down here. The brow. And the eyes probably sit on this line, roughly. Do that rhythm that I was talking about earlier. I think I'll make his nose a little bit further. I think the angle is off. So do that seagull shape for the shadow, or the indicating that plane. So something like that. And then the back of the head, see, originally I had the sphere out here, and then I think I made the features too small, or this area too small for the size of his head. So let's go ahead and kind of fix that out. The back of his skull needs to be smaller. And I can just put in, oh, I don't want to do that. Let's just leave it like as close as possible to the way he did it. So there, that's a nice little exercise. That it's always challenging. I don't, no matter how many times I do it, it's still, when I go back to it, it takes a lot of effort, and which is a good thing. That means we're learning when it takes a lot of effort. So this is a lot of fun for me to do this with you guys, because motivation to do these exercises is kind of lacking sometimes. And knowing if you guys are doing it as well, and we can study it together, it makes me more likely to do these, and they're really helpful. It's such a great book. So this was, what page was this? This was page 25. The cross in the middle line determine the pose. So on the next one, I think I'll do, what's next page? It's probably 26 and 27, and maybe even 28. I'm not sure, but this one was really good. And check out my website, drawingjones.com. I have this book for free on, it's a PDF file. You can find all his books apparently online, and not only his, but what's the other one? Bridgman's. You can find Bridgman too, PDF files, which is really great. I had already bought this, and then I discovered the PDF file online. But yeah, just check out the website and let me know how it's going. And I also have a forum too on my website. If you check that out, you could post your drawings, and then we can see how we're all doing, and we can talk shop and all that stuff. So again, thank you guys for watching, and see you next time. Bye. Hey guys, so I just wanted to show you the new addition to the website, drawingjones.com. It's Wake and Draw Forum, and I just found a nice little plug-in for the WordPress site that I'm running, and just wanted to test it out and see how it works. So far I have 2 posts, and I think it'll work pretty good for studying the Loomis book together, and we can share our exercises and questions and answers and stuff like that, and just sort of like, I don't know, just it kind of helps me to study more when other people are studying with me, and I hope that works for you too. And also, don't forget to check out the art supplies and the bookshelf, and those go through the Amazon site, and I get like a little bit of a kickback without any extra charge to you guys. So that helps keep the site going and stuff. And I really appreciate those of you who have done that, and that really helps. And it's just really awesome, and I appreciate it very much. And yeah, don't forget to check out the blog. There's some other stuff on the sides, like the perspective head, which I took a bunch of shots of this little model that I recently bought. So if you click into that, it'll take you to this page eventually. And you can click on this link here, and it'll take you to where I just took a bunch of shots at different angles, and pretty high res. You can draw from that, and I might do a video of this because it's really interesting. All the different planes, especially around the mouth, is really cool. But anyway, yeah, check that out, and thanks again for watching, and see you next time. Bye.